If the Dallas Mavericks could trade for one point guard right now, would you pick LaMelo Ball or Ja Morant? On today's Locked On Mavs.
This is Cooper Flagg, and you're listening to Locked On Mavs.
Nick, that's a good question.
Good morning, Isaac.
You are Locked On Mavs, your daily Dallas Mavericks podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network.
Still can't leave you.
Your team every day.
I'm going to get a city like back.
You are Locked On the Dallas Mavericks. This is one of your hosts, Isaac Harris, covering the Mavs for the last 10 years alongside my good friend Nick Angstead. And today I'm doing a one more thing because sound the alarms. LaMelo Ball could be wanting out of Charlotte. Wow, what a cutoff of the music right there. Smooth transition. So, of course, naturally, if someone is potentially going to ask out somewhere and get traded, then, hey, could Dallas get involved? Heck, it feels like everybody on Dallas's roster could be available outside of Cooper and PJ right now. Should Dallas get involved with LaMelo Ball? Should they get involved with Ja Morant? Should they get involved with Trae Young? Just go down the list of point guards. Terry Rozier. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Kelly Iko says today, a report, or yesterday on Thursday, his report says the Hornets star LaMelo Ball is open to a trade after the franchise's disappointing start. LaMelo is frustrated. LaMelo has since replied back with a clown emoji on socials, but that does not stop us from talking about it on this podcast. And it made me think about this. Obviously, Dallas is in need of a playmaker, a creator, another body in the backcourt. What do they do moving forward? Is it simply bringing back Kyrie? We've talked about numerous paths that they could go at the point guard spot. I'm a big proponent of if they can keep Kyrie in Dallas and Kyrie wants to stay in Dallas, then you keep Kyrie in Dallas. I'm a huge proponent of that. That should be number one thing for me right now. Is there a chance that they could land someone like a Darren Peterson in the draft? I mean, that is like home run, grand slam opportunity. If you have a chance to get someone, let's say you land at like 6 or 7 or 5, and you could get Michael Brown out of Florida, out of Louisville, that would be awesome too. Darren Peterson's the superior prospect, but that's the draft stuff. What if they look at it right now and say, "Hey, we'd rather go get a star guard right now"? We've heard a lot about Ja Morant over the past weeks, month and a half, however long that saga has been going on. And now LaMelo Ball is thrown into the mix here. So I just kind of want to throw it out and let's talk about the pros and cons of both LaMelo Ball or Ja Morant. Let's say you're a part of that new committee that Patrick Dumont has put together in Dallas. Let's say you're brought into that table and they're like, "Hey, we kind of got some options on the table. What do you think? LaMelo or Ja? How do you feel about that?" Put it in the comments below. Argue it out below. Who would you rather have? Because when you look at it, you're like, all right, well, who's had the better peak right now? Is it Ja or LaMelo? Well, Ja's had more success than LaMelo in the league so far, even though Ja hasn't been to like a finals or something like that, but he's had more success. I would say he's been better than LaMelo. But then you have the past few seasons for Ja. So let's just see how they stack up for a second. So you look at LaMelo. LaMelo's 24. Ja Morant's 26. So LaMelo's a couple years younger. I honestly thought there was more of a gap between that. I thought Ja was a little bit more older, another year or two older than LaMelo than just 2 years. But LaMelo at 24, Ja at 26. LaMelo's contract right now in Charlotte, 37.9. 40.7 next year, 43.5 the year after that, 46.3 the year after that. That's a good amount of money. Not as much of an AD extension though. You look at Ja Morant. Ja Morant at age of 26, he's in Memphis. He's making 39.4 this year. He has $42.1 million next year, which is just a couple million more than LaMelo. And then $44.8 million the year after that, which is around the same amount as LaMelo. The biggest difference between the two's contract is LaMelo just has another year one more year attached to his contract and stuff right now. He has that 46.3 3 years from now. So you're looking at it and you're like, all right, LaMelo's 2 years younger. He has one more year left on his contract. Ja Morant's contract is a little bit shorter. Obviously, at some point, you're going to have to talk about extension talks if you trade for a guy like Ja Morant. Who would you rather have on your team? Who would you rather go for? I would say they both bring their own forms of headaches, right? You've had different conversations around them when it comes to media, when it comes to basketball fit. There's been different off the court stuff. And then LaMelo, it's a lot of injury stuff more recently. Ja's a lot of injury stuff. LaMelo, here's the thing with LaMelo, which is crazy, because I think a lot of times we might think of Ja and think of injuries over the past year or so. The stat for LaMelo, he's in his 6th season right now. He's played over 55 games just once. One time in 5 years. One time in 5 years, he's played over 55 games. Here's a shocking one here. That means the other 4 years he's played under 55 games. Math is kind of hard for y'all sometimes. Some of y'all have a gummy and you're like, what? I'm just trying to figure out math right now. So I would say LaMelo is a little bit more injury prone than Ja, right? But LaMelo is younger. LaMelo is bigger. I mean, LaMelo's at what, 6'6", 6'7"? Ja's at like 6'2". I think they're both super fun, right? Like, as far as entertaining value, when they're on the floor, the kids love them. LaMelo, super high, like, kid approval rating. I mean, talking about kids going to watch LaMelo, dude's just like skipping around doing 1 foot, like, floaters from the free throw line. Ja Morant, when he is dunking, is a lot of fun. Signature shoe with Nike. Like, there is a lot of similarities between the two guys, and a lot of the same talking points in which, if you're a team and you're going to trade for one of these two guys, that the reasons for getting them is you kind of get it. Like, you kind of see the similarities. Kind of the same talking points are the same. That's all I'm trying to say with that. So you're like, all right, which one, if you're Dallas, which one would you go after? All right, I want to answer that because my answer might surprise you. This podcast is brought to you by our friends over at Quo. That's Quo. Quo. Quo is the number one business phone system built for 2025, not 1995. It's simple, it's modern, and designed to help you communicate faster, look more professional, and stay connected wherever you're working. Let's talk about something every business owner knows too well, and that's missed calls. When a customer tries to reach you and you can't get through, that's money slipping away. Quo, spelled Quo, is a smarter way to run your business communications so you never miss an opportunity. And if you can't answer, Quo's AI agent jumps in. It can qualify leads, route calls, make sure no customer is ever left hanging. Even after hours, it makes small businesses feel big and big businesses feel efficient. No wonder over 90,000 businesses are already using Quo. Try Quo for free at quo.com/LockedOnNBA. That's quo.com, or it's quo.com/LockedOnNBA. And yes, you can even keep your existing number. Quo, no missed calls, no missed customers. Podcast is also brought to you by DoorDash. Man, sometimes you just get home from work and you're super tired and you're like, I plan on making dinner tonight, but you know what? It's another DoorDash night. DoorDash, during the NBA season, it's the perfect way to keep fans in their bag all season long. Whether you're watching for the highlights, your fantasy team, or just your favorite player, DoorDash makes every game night even better. And they got a fun thing going on right now. It's the official on-demand delivery platform for the NBA, and they're celebrating something called the Bag Drop. Every time an NBA player scores 50 points in a game, DoorDash drops 50% off your order with Dash Pass the next day. So you got to be a Dash Pass member there. You're automatically entered for a chance to win the ultimate fan bag. We're talking player-inspired drip, exclusive gear, stuff you'll actually want. So next time someone goes off for 50 points, use the promo code NBA50 the next day to get 50% off your DoorDash with Dash Pass, plus your shot at the bag drop. Dash Pass members only. 50% off up to $10 a day after a 50-point game with promo code. Terms apply. No purchase necessary. Ends April 13th. Open to U.S. residents 21 or older. Visit DoorDashInYourBag.com for full details. DoorDash in your bag all season long.
Shut it down! Let's go home!
All right, I'm talking about LaMelo. I'm talking about Ja Morant. LaMelo Ball could be frustrated in Charlotte, even though he's denied it on social media. He could be asking for a trade, according to Kelly Iko. So I'm doing the debate for Dallas fans. We already got some text on our insider programs like, is this the best value we could get for Anthony Davis? We know Ja could potentially be traded this season. So if it's Ja versus LaMelo, who do you take for Dallas? And guys, I would take LaMelo. And guys, it's tough. I'm not the biggest LaMelo guy. I'm not. I watched him play the other day whenever Charlotte came through. Say the other day. Was that the preseason? And I get some of the shots are fun. His natural talent is just unbelievable. Some of the stuff. I don't love some of the decision making. I don't love the defense. I keep on getting the feeling whenever I come out of the LaMelo Ball experience, I kind of like come out of watching the game and like, dang, that was kind of gross. Like, it was kind of fun at face value when I first started watching it, and then it just kind of got worse. And then I walk out of it and I'm like, man, that could have been a lot better. And I just feel that too many times watching Hornets games of like, man, that could have just been a little bit better of experience. Just a few times here and there, I'm like, whoa, only you're doing that in the league right now. But I say all of that to say, the Ja stuff scares me some with the injuries, and it's more of the style of play and how he's been playing over the past year or so. We have the injuries, but he's not getting to the rim like he used to. His shooting has went down. Like, and you could try to convince me of like, hey, you get him to a better situation somewhere else, and maybe all that stuff picks back up, and he's kind of lost his joy in Memphis, and now he's going to get back to playing like typical Ja and all that. But I just don't love a lot of the numbers and how he's been playing over the past year. It's not just a few weeks, a while now. He's a couple years older. If I had to pick between the two, I'm swinging at LaMelo. And here's the one. Here's the thing I want to throw at you. He's huge. He's like 6'7" for a point guard, which is a crazy size for a point guard. I'm gonna do the talking you into it card for a second. Would the combination of Jason Kidd and Kyrie Irving like help LaMelo reach his full potential? Could Jason Kidd look at it? There's one of two ways Jason Kidd could look at this. Shocker here. D'Angelo Russell's not a Jason Kidd guy. All right. I think a lot of people probably know that Nico brought D'Lo in. So D'Lo is not the type of guy that Jason Kidd is just enamored with coaching on his team. Then you have a LaMelo Ball. And honestly, I can see Jason Kidd leaning one of two ways. And I think they're extreme opposites. I could see him saying, there's no way I want to sign up for that experience as a head coach. There's another way I could see Jason Kidd saying, dude, I think I could get the full potential out of him. I think the combo of me and Kyrie, that we could take this 6'7" natural talented point guard with all these skills and say, you know what, we're going to turn him into something like super special. I could see either route with that. I think that would be my selling point. And then you're saying, all right, so then what are you looking at? He's 24. And then, like, let's say you continue to suck the rest of the season. Let's say you make that deal at the deadline, and then you only have 8 weeks to go into the rest of the regular season. And then you just suck. You get a top draft pick, and then you're looking at something like LaMelo, DeBonsa, Cooper Flagg, like Dereck Lively if he's back healthy. And now all of a sudden you have 3 or 4 guys that are under the age of 24, a couple of them under the age of 21. That's like, oh, hey, this is a fun, young core. So if I had to pick between the two, I would say LaMelo over Ja. Am I calling Charlotte nonstop right now? No. Do I think an Anthony Davis trade to Charlotte for LaMelo Ball is in play? I don't, mainly because I don't see why Charlotte would do that. They have this young core. Man, Khan's looking great. Brandon Miller, I like him. Like they just got these young pieces. I don't see the real reason to add Anthony Davis to that. I don't think Clutch and AD would want to go to Charlotte either. But could you do a 3-way trade? And this is the 3-way trade I want to throw at you. Let's say Dallas and Charlotte's talking, and let's say Dallas is interested in LaMelo. And they're like, we think LaMelo could be the best asset we could get back for AD. But Clutch and AD is like, we are not going to Charlotte. So what if you try to reroute the Chicago package to Charlotte? So a trade could look like Anthony Davis to Chicago, Kobe White, Vooch, Max Christie, and a first from Chicago to the Hornets. LaMelo and Kevin Huerter to Dallas. So for Chicago, you're trading the 3 expiring contracts, Kobe White, Vooch, and Kevin Huerter, with a first-round pick for Anthony Davis. For Charlotte, you're trading LaMelo. You're trading LaMelo for a reset at point guard. You're getting Kobe White, North Carolina guy. Let's go. You're getting Kobe White, who is pretty dang similar in age, closer than you might think. You're restarting it with Kobe White instead of LaMelo at the point guard spot. You're getting expiring contract in Vooch, which you might buy out. Or you might try to flip again before the deadline. You're getting a good flyer on Max Christie before you have to figure out his whole next contract. And you're getting a first-round pick after that. I have no clue what LaMelo's value is, but honestly, getting Kobe White, Max Christie, and a first-round pick with a contract like LaMelo, I don't know. Like that doesn't sound crazy to me, but you could tell me LaMelo goes for like 3 first-round picks, and I would be like, oh, I guess. I've just no clue what his value is. And then for Dallas, it's like you're trading Anthony Davis and Max Christie for LaMelo and Huerter. AD, that is in his 30s, you get LaMelo at 24. But then there's the injury history. I'm not saying I would do that. This is the only type of thing that I'm looking at. Like Dallas would have to be interested in LaMelo, but I don't think AD's going to Charlotte. I just got asked a lot about that on the Insider program today. I hate to burst a lot of your bubbles, but I just don't think Dallas gets involved with LaMelo. I don't think Dallas gets involved with Charlotte trade talks. Sorry. Sorry, I don't know. But if it came down between LaMelo and Ja, I think I would take LaMelo. There you go. There's that. We'll be back with another episode and another game coming up on Locked On Mavs.